Hello, I'm Angus Kidman from finder.com.au. Now, I travel a lot for work on planes, and I always try to travel with only carry-on luggage. I don't want the hassle of checking baggage in. Not only does that save me time when I'm flying, but it also means that I don't have to pay all those extra fees that you get stuck with for checked baggage, especially on the discount airlines. So anyway, over the years, I've learned a lot about what to pack in my carry-on luggage, but more importantly, what not to pack, so that you can save space for the things you really need. So this is my top 5 leave behind items, the things that you just don't need to have in your carry-on luggage. So first up, I'm really sorry to all the shoe fetishists out there, but there's just no way that you need to be packing lots and lots of pairs of shoes in your carry-on luggage. If you're on a short trip, the shoes you're wearing should be able to take you through the whole trip. If it's a business trip, just wear a good pair of business shoes, that'll take you through the whole day. If you're going on holidays, just throw in the sneakers and you're good to go. Not only does that save you space so that you can pack those other important items, it also means you're never thinking, okay, what shoes am I going to wear tomorrow? Always know the answer to that question. When you're on a business trip, it can be really useful to pack a powerboard. That way you can charge all the devices that you're traveling with, and if you're in a hotel room where the power outlet turns out to be in a really inconvenient location, it doesn't mean that you're struggling to get those things charged. But a powerboard definitely takes up a lot of room. So what I recommend is that you get a power cube instead. This is a great device, still lets you charge between 4 and 6 items, takes up a lot less room in your bag. I always travel with one, it's always the first thing that goes inside my checked baggage. Now I want to be clear here, I am not an advocate for people going to the airport without putting on a lot of deodorant because we're all going to be stuck on the plane for a while. But what I don't want to see is people heading to the airport with aerosol deodorants in their carry-on luggage. And the reason is that this causes hassle for everybody else. If you're going through security in Australia, you have to remove all your aerosols. People always forget to do it. Their bags go through 3 times. You're stressing everybody out before the trip has even started. Traveling overseas, you'll often find you're not even allowed to take them through security. So put aside the aerosol deodorant. It's all about just taking a roll-on, takes up less room, causes much less hassle. Now, speaking of toiletries, it's also a really bad idea to pack enormous supplies of the basics like shampoo and soap. You do not need to be traveling with something like this in your bag. It's going to waste a lot of space. You'll be able to get those at the hotel where you're staying at the other end, and you're also running the risk of them bursting open and just ruining your entire luggage experience. In the same vein, don't pack everything you think you might possibly need. Just take the essentials. If it turns out that you need something in an emergency, we live in a 24-hour society, you can easily get yourself to a supermarket or a chemist and pick something up if there's an urgent need for it. Now finally, it's always nice to have something to read on a trip, especially if it's a long flight, but you don't want to waste space in your luggage with piles and piles of really big books. This is just going to waste all your room and take up all your weight. So forget about the books, go with an ebook reader. If you've got a Kindle, you've got dozens of books with you, takes up no space at all, much better idea. In an emergency, you can also read ebooks on your mobile phone, but then you're going to run down the battery and the chances are you're going to want to be able to use your phone when you land to work out where you're going. So ebooks all the way would be my advice. Okay, so those are the 5 things that I would always advise leaving behind. That way you're going to have a much smoother experience. So thanks for joining me, and we look forward to seeing you again soon for more travel tips and ideas.